I think it's easy to assume that abortion is the best answer because you take care of the problem, which is a profound disability, and you move on.
We met on a Catholic website. We were both in our mid-30s. We had just been married a few months, and we were expecting our first child in less than a year after being married.
I was at a 20-week doctor visit and had agreed to some blood testing of the baby to see whether there were any abnormalities. We'd already told our OB that no matter what would happen throughout the pregnancy, we would embrace a child no matter what. So there was a blood test that showed an abnormality, and I got a call from the doctor's office encouraging me to come quickly for a follow-up ultrasound, and that raised some alarms. I think we saw a maternal fetal specialist who was able to diagnose the precise abnormality, which was anencephaly.
Actually, I remember the doctor coming in and explaining that the brain wouldn't be fully formed and the child would have a very short life, if not die in the womb, and encouraged us at that point, since the baby wasn't going to live, to have an abortion.
It was surprising that we felt such a push to end the baby's life early. Their language was really to induce delivery at 20 weeks.
It certainly made it very clear that there was only one decision, and that was to love our child as we would do with any child, just the same. You know, in this case, our daughter would have a very short life, but would be loved no less than one that would have a full life.
We found a doctor who was wonderfully supporting of our decision. He told us that he'd be honored to take care of me and to deliver our baby, and instilled in us that confidence that we could do this no matter what, because he'd done it before, and he thought our child was as precious as any child that was delivered perfectly healthy. I remember driving home from a doctor's appointment and coming up with the name Mary Grace. In those days and weeks before she was born, I didn't have the things to do that a lot of expectant moms have, right? I didn't need to paint the nursery anymore. I didn't need to shop for diapers and baby clothes. So I wanted something to do, and so I decided I was going to make her a gown to be baptized in, and then I knew that it would be the gown that she would be buried in.
When she was born, we had her baptized immediately. We had a lot of family there.
It was a celebration in many ways. We made arrangements for our family members to be there with us. And so my parents came in from out of town, my brother and sister both came in from out of town, a number of John's large family came in to be with us, and although they weren't in the room for the delivery, they all joined us a few minutes later.
She was with us for about 30 hours, born late on a Wednesday and passed away early on a Friday in our arms. We've had such great peace right from the beginning, and that celebration when she was born, for those few hours especially at the beginning, really made the whole experience worth it. And you know, I really feel sorry for people that are talked into a different choice.
We were so grateful to be able to be with her in person to receive the love that she gave us. You know, she squeezed my finger and I would stroke her cheek and she smiled at me. She nursed for a while, And she loved everybody in that room that met her. And your child can be that way as well, no matter how profound that child may be affected by a disability. We knew that if we could handle that, we could handle about anything.
We've had a few things that have happened since then, and
Just as big.
and you know, somehow it prepared us for that, and we probably don't sweat the small stuff with our living kids as much as we might have otherwise, because we're grateful that they're healthy and that they're with us today. And looking back, I would have never forgiven myself for cutting short our child's life.
And we would have missed out on a short but really joyous experience.